and I don't abjure everything that went on. I mean, I think we did have some insights, that subsequent discoveries have not contradicted, have supported. I mean, the idea, for example, that DNA can be superconductive under certain conditions. That was a big linchpin of the theory. Well, that's absolutely true.
Yes, what does that mean?
Well, I'm not sure what it means, but it has to do with a lot about how DNA works, how it unzips itself and replicates, and that the whole idea that the vibrational state of DNA, this was a big part of it, that the vibrational state of DNA, which is what was needed to set up this standing waveform, represented a level of tertiary or quaternary information, not necessarily reflected in the base pair sequence, which is another kind of information, but actually was this noetic, Akashic record or whatever it was, the actual apprehendable repository of information. Well, I don't know if DNA is that, but there's plenty of evidence that the vibrational state and the way it exists actually in the cell in its supercoiled state has a lot to do with how it functions. There was that notion. The notion that beta-carbolines and tryptamines can intercalate into DNA, can insert between the base pairs. Absolutely true, in the test tube. At least. We don't know if that's important in the nervous system, but it could well be. The idea that sound can cause chemical reactions and can modulate, directed sound at certain frequencies can trigger, controlled chemical reactions. That's totally solid. There's a whole area of chemistry now called sonochemistry that's all about using sound to cause not only chemical reactions, but they're now thinking even things like nuclear fusion, on a micro scale. I mean, I don't pretend to understand the physics of it, but it's basically that in a very, very, in a liquid medium, in very, very small bubbles, you can achieve temperatures that are triggered by sound that are 10 million degrees. And they're really, if there's a mechanism for cold fusion, this would be how it's done, really. And just recently, you probably saw this group in Denmark that came out and claimed the nervous system, the nerve signals do not propagate through the nerves with electricity. It's not an electrical thing, it's sound. And they talk about the solitons, these like quantum packets of sonic energy that propagate through the nerves. Did you see that
No,
article?
no, I didn't.
Well, I'll send you the link. It's pretty interesting.